to. Hey, yes, yes. Welcome to this interview today. Uh, Hello, Nelson. Nelson. Yes, Mambo VP. Yes, Nelson. Unmute your mic, Nelson. Yes. Yes, Nelson. Yes, tuko live. Ingia. Nipata watu kadhaa hapa. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Pesa ilikuwa kidogo. Yes, na Taige.
Yes.
Mambo vipi?
I don't know whether I'm audible enough.
Yes, you are audible enough. There's one guy here who doesn't know how to unmute his
Mike.
mic. Yes, we are about to start. So, 1, 2. Before I ingie, maybe we can do some bit of introduction.
From my side.
Yes, from your side. Yes, we can start.
Dalpan Tiger.
Yes. Yes.
However, I'm interested in learning towards UD.
Yes.
So basically, find it out.
Okay. So we have Nelson. You can unmute your nini from the other end. Nelson, karibu.
Yes, I'm welcome. Thank you. I'm Nelson.
Nelson, some bit of introduction.
I'm Nelson Mokua,
Yes.
Nyaribari Masaba, Ichuni Ward, Kisii County, currently in Nairobi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Karibu sana. Today we want to discuss about a lot of things zimefanyika hii wiki. And for those who are tuning, this is the Hot Seat TV, and we have Dalfant, the UDA youth leader, Kisii County, and Nelson Mokua, an opinion leader from Nyaribari Masaba. Thank you very much. Karibu sana. This week has been full of nominations. Sana sana hapa Kisii imekuwa na maneno mingi sana. What can you comment, Dalfant, about it? How has been the nomination?
Before I proceed, Nelson, can you mute the mic? Yes, nominations basically they've had a lot of small issues here and there, but that's the nature of our politics. The nomination process has never been smooth. It can never be smooth, but the issues have been addressed. Most of the issues have been addressed from our UDA side, where we had grievance issues. I think the party has called for a re-election on those places, which is a good thing, so that the parties aggrieved can get justice. So the issues for nominations are basically it has never been a smooth ride in our political history, and there's nothing new. There's nothing out of the ordinary towards the issues that we are facing today. So the good thing is our party is addressing the issues, and those concerned are being listened, are being heard, and where justice seems not to have been served, I think the party will address itself to those issues.
Nelson, back to you.
Yes.
What do you think about what has been happening in the UDA nomination? Your take.
So far so good. The nomination has been done. in some various parts of the country, in some various parts of Kisii, especially in the part of ODM and the UDA. But as as it is, nomination has never been fair for everyone. So some people maybe lack that time to compose themselves, to mobilize for themselves, and later they'll be yapping everywhere that they have been rigged out. So far so good. UD has done its part, and I feel at least they have shown that urge of a national political party to hold the nominations. Part of the ODM has done it, but you can see sometimes it has some issues now and then. But for the nominations currently, we can't complain much, but let the aspirants be aware that nomination has never been fair. It also depends on how somebody mobilizes himself or herself in that day. Example, we can take in the Gesusu ward, where
Yes.
we had some issues. The likes of the Elijah Mbeche, and the likes of Anthony Kerage and Jairus Buranda. You can see there was somebody who was on the ground as early as possible for mobilization, and the others, there may be someone somewhere else was waiting for a direct ticket, of which was difficult to happen. So, as much as we prepare for nominations, despite you have the capacity to be given a direct ticket, but you need to have the second thought in your mind. So, in fact, that as much as you wait for the direct ticket, also try to mobilize the ground. What if it happens the other way around? You need to be every time be aware of everything that can happen.
Thank you. Dalfant, naona UDA imechagua Machogu na
Uh,
ODM iko na tabu kiasi. Hebu comment about the gubernatorial race as you move ahead.
Also, to add to what my good friend Nelson has said, uh, nomination is a mini election, just like the general election. Very few politicians will swallow their ego and accept that the process was free and fair, because no candidate believes that is weak or can be defeated. It's a conduct or a nature of politicians not to accept results. So you don't expect 100% people to concede when they fail on nomination. So those issues will be there. They will look for excuses not to look like they were weak or they were defeated at the ballot. On the issue of nomination for UDA and ODM on the gubernatorial seat, for Machogu has been cleared. He is no longer an aspirant. He has become a candidate. He's now a candidate. But for Simbarati right now, I'm being informed. Also, I've been able to see a document where a petition has been launched at the ODM party offices. It has been CC'd to the party leader. It has been CC'd to IEBC, EACC, and also the relevant authorities so concerned. It is on the basis of his academic qualifications. The petitioner alleges that Simbarati's degree or academic certificates are not genuine. I think it will be interesting to see how the Azimio Pact is going to respond to that. But you also remember that they have more than one candidate. They have an option of fielding Obure. So it will be interesting. It will be interesting to see whether it will be cleared, and it will also be interesting to see who between the two, Obure and Simbarati, is going to be fielded as a candidate. But as for UDA, I think we are set. We have our candidates ready. We are hitting the ground. We are mobilizing to see that come August, we have a victorious elections on our favor.
Nelson, your take about the gubernatorial race?
Oh, yes. So far, so good. We have the part of Kenya Kwanza and also the part of Azimio, of which in the Kenya Kwanza, we had two candidates at first, but later one of them shelved his ambitions and decided to support the other one, of which it's a good move and it helps for zoning. And also in Azimio, we have more than two aspirants. So far, so good. We have Ongwae, we have Simba, and we have the likes of Obure. So in the side of Simba, there is some little issues of which are likely to be encountered by the relevant authorities, of which we are giving a period of time up to the latest Wednesday when we'll have the full information of what will be. So far, so good is an aspirant, not yet declared to be a candidate, but God willing, will be declared as a candidate. And for this case, for Obure, he has a Jubilee ticket, of which he say is a candidate. And also for the case of Professor, is also a candidate in the other side. So far so good. Kenya Kwanza has one candidate, and the Azimio has two 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 candidates and one aspirant as per now, of which maybe at the end of the week it will be declared as three candidates. What we don't know is if they will do zoning, despite they said there will be no zoning of candidates in the county. So we are just waiting for that.
Delphant, do you think hii mambo ya papers ita affect Arati? Because Waititu passed through the same test, Joho passed through the same test. Do you think hii mambo ya papers itawiti issue on Arati?
Yeah, why is it going to be an issue? In my own thinking, it's who is fighting Simbarati and who is behind him. I don't know whether this is factual or it's political talks, but we are being told Matiang is no longer supporting him. We are being told the current governor of Kisii is not supporting him. We are being told that the president prefers to have Obure as the candidate in Kisii for Azimio. So you get to know, or you get to see, that Simbarati doesn't have the goodwill from the concerned authorities. When Sonko passed through that test, remember at that time, he had the goodwill of the president and the institutions, the relevant institutions that are unto it. They cleared him because the government was with him. The same with Waititu. But we have now here Simbarati, who is being opposed by almost every principle within the Azimio fraction. The fights are not from outside. It's not being fought by William Ruto. It's not being fought by Joash Mangi. It's not being fought by Machogu. The fights are from within Azimio. And the likelihood of him not passing that test, as for me, at the moment, is at about 70%. Because for them to get to a point of petitioning those relevant authorities, then I actually know the person who's behind it, but I will protect his name because of the threats that people keep sending to those who are opposing Simbarati and his nature of violence and chaotic and hooliganism. You're going to protect that person, but he is a serious advocate of this country, a person who we've seen in the Supreme Court. Is the person who have petitioned. They will not want to ruin their reputation. So I am thinking chances of success are there, but let's see how they tackle it. And also the public, there's a lot of pressure from the public. This is what has been in social media. This is what people are talking about, and he has not been able to come out strongly to authenticate his papers. He has not been able to come out and defend his academic qualifications. So We are waiting to see how he's going to respond to this issue. But I can tell you for free from the petition I've read, from what they have attached to the petition, there are chances of success in favor of the petitioner.
Honor, your take about the same? Yes, Nelson? I think Nelson amepotea.
Mm, I'm back.
Okay.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, the
Yes,
issue is
Nelson? Okay.
I like how that, yes, Dafiant has mentioned like there are some people behind that. And one, you remember when you're in a given coalition, you need to have a support, a backup from the same coalition. But now you find our current governor is not part of go the other way, and the other one the same case. So what will be there? The issue of academic papers, we hope for the best, but by the end of Wednesday, we'll have a clear information. But it still remains that Simba is the preferred candidate for ODM. Yes, Zach. Anything else?
So we have bigwigs who are UDA, for example, Kositany, Keter, and the likes waliangushwa katika the UDA nomination. So we wonder how this will play out in the next few weeks. What do you think about that? The fall of the bigwigs.
Uh, let me that Rift Valley, Mount Kenya, their politicking is kind of different from what we're practicing in Nyanza, actually, especially in Kisii County. In Kisii County, we have commercialized politics. We are really influenced by money at the moment. But for Rift Valley, for Mount Kenya, for those regions, they are influenced on how they perceive you or how a good leader you present yourself to them. That's why these big wings, as much as they've been in politics or they have the money or these other factors of production, they are not able to tilt the ground into their own favor. Hapa Kisii, the problem we have is we've commercialized. You cannot be able to do a rally. You cannot be able to sit down people and talk to them through your issues or address the concerns, election concerns, and they listen to you. You have to buy the airtime. If you go to Matanga, you have to buy the airtime because lazima upatiane hilo ngoli. You have to buy that airtime. Anywhere you go, anywhere you sit down, you have to give out cash. And that's why in Kisii, mostly we've been able, or we are not able, to do away with the big fish, the old castes. But for Mount Kenya, there's no issue of Ongwae as it is in our Kisii or Nyanza region, because basically, even for you to get the certificate to vie, you must influence it using money. You must go there and see the party leaders and those people that are concerned. You pay them like it's more of a bribe or something, and then you get the certificate. And then for you to be perceived to be strong, you must do a big rally. And to do a big rally, you must mobilize. You must, our measure of someone's strength is how big a crowd he can pull. Our measure of how influential a person is depends on how many people are going to cheer him. and that needs a lot of money. If you have to bring 5,000 people, you can imagine 5,000 people, and each you're giving him maybe 200 shillings. That's one rally. It's going to be costly in the long run. And then there are issues of branding and all those things. Now you get a place like Rift Valley, they will just like you because you are who you are. They will like fall in love with you, or fall in love with how articulative you are to the issues on the table during that electioneering. So the big fish, as much as you, okay, as long as ulikosa your ticket for UDA, especially in Rift Valley, it's as good as you're done. But I'm seeing people like Charles Keter, taking it lightly. They have conceded. I've seen Isaac Maura taking it lightly. He has conceded his defeat. So I think those who have won, or who have been able to till the ground to their favor against the big fish, are as good as elected. I really doubt there will be an outfall, especially in Rift Valley and Mount Kenya. If it will be, it will be very insignificant, because actually when you move to the other side, you are going to be hated more. I think you're going to pull a lot of negativity towards your side. There's no option. If you failed in UDA, you rather stick to the party so that you can you can be nominated to other positions of leadership, especially on appointive positions, if or when.
Thank you. So, uh, Nelson, Nelson,
Yes.
how was it Walienda nyumbani? What do you think?
Hey, so far
Unaona
so good.
Kisii pia
You know,
tunaweza tuma wazito nyumbani, tulete vijana wadogo.
hakuna kujitupa nyumbani. After you have been defeated, a good leader you accept, and then you support the one who defeated you. If you want to create that good leadership in the county or in the country. You see, like now the Charles Keter was defeated, it's likely to support Mutai. That will be a show like there is that feeling for the community, not for self-interest. And again, when you look at this case, sometimes a few individuals can accept the results, of which I know in the Rift Valley and the central part of Kenya, they are easy to accept and support one of their own. But when it comes to our region, that's our Kisii region, it is so difficult. If somebody is being defeated, the only option he feels or she feels is just joining the independent party. After joining the independent party, you'll be more humiliated there maybe at some point. So, and there is this thing that Dashant has said about the Ogoser has been the talk of the day in our region. So we must think twice. Between Ogoser, you need Ogoser ama you need good leadership. That's where a challenge comes in. Somebody can give you 500 shillings. Then he disappear for the next 5 years without any track of development in the county, in the country. So what is it? What do we need as the residents, as the citizen of this country, as the electorates? What do we need? So we need somebody, despite of the overseer, but we must be careful about it. At all. Overseer is not bad, but when it comes for my perception, I feel it's like it's not good sometimes. But honestly, Overseer has been the worst politics in our county. That's the Kisii County region. You can't do a campaign without money. You can't meet a group of even 10 people without giving them something to go home with. If you come and you meet them and you don't give them something, they'll be talking behind you. Whatever they'll talk, they'll say that this mtu hana pesa, heri tupee yule mwenye ako na pesa. So our kind of
Mhm.
leadership is being portrayed from what the perception we have. Do we need overseer or we need leadership or we need what do we need in the next 5 years?
Okay.
Zach, to add, let me say that the issue is actually, Sarah came because as a community we are lacking leadership, and everybody's looking out on himself at the moment. We are lacking a national appeal, or a leader who has their national appeal to guide us through our interests as Somo. If you remember, back then when Nyachai was at the national level, we were able to, Ogosera was not there because he nurtured then there will be youths of those times. Murefu was a youth. He was a street. He was a street children. We brought leaders, including my good friend Steve Arika. Oyondi. Talk of Manson. He molded leaders. The kind of people we have at the national level, I'm talking of the likes of Matiang'i, have not been able to nurture the young generation of leaders to take over, because you need these resources, and the only way to get that amount of resource for you to be a serious politician in this country, you must do a business with government. But you get the people at the top we have from Kisii, they are looking unto themselves and their relatives. Juzi too, you saw they gave an appointment to a CIS because she's, I don't want to mention her name, but she's youthful, yes, but she belongs to an oligarch. She belongs to a family of an oligarch. They already have the resources. They already have the money. But the youths who are politically active in Kisii have been ignored. In fact, we've been called names. Tumeitwa Chinkondi. Tumeitwa Wakora. The people I know who are close to my friend Matiang'i, the likes of Douglas Ogari, Mbrembe, the people who can access him, they are doing badly economically. There's nothing much they are gaining from Matiang'i. So that's why we are saying, until we get a godfather, a father figure, we have a long way to go.
Nelson, kulikuwa na mtoto anaitwa Nelson nani Linet Toto. In Kisii, unaona, we can elect such a young lady unmarried, ametoka college. Do you think there's a possibility of our region electing such a young lady? Because Rift Valley have elected young ladies, young men. So what is your take about this? Do you think there will come a time where we'll elect one person with his age as an MP?
In Kisii, we have a lot of problems, especially youth. We have a lot of problems, of which I've been trying to share with some of the individuals. Actually, when it comes to job opportunities for youth in the county, they're nowhere to be seen. Let's take it currently as we are in the political season. What will you, when you meet a given politician, what do you discuss with him or her? That's what the first question. Are you after the handouts or are you after the long term solution? There is something I wanted to do the other time, December, about the research on the about the this political season, about the short-term and long-term solutions in our politics. So nowadays, most of the youths, they like short-term solutions. So I give you 1,000 shillings today. You go, you buy your 1, 2, 3, then you forgot. But you don't mind that after August elections, we have life to go. So for my advice, I usually take is let people try to just have, when you meet somebody, make sure you negotiate for long-term solutions, not short-term solutions, especially. And about this thing about youths leadership, it's okay, it's good, but an enemy of the youth is another youth. That's where a problem comes in. Again, youths, if you have been keen, youths, most of the youths, they are not participating in this electoral process. So you find when it comes to all the people who are queuing in early in the morning are the mamas and the babas. So that's another thing that youth need to change. So sometimes a given aspirant, a given candidate, it just takes all, she just takes about the whole narrative where he or she picks the old people mostly. Why? Because he feels or she feels that there's that full support. But for the youth, we must change our tune. First, we must participate in this electoral process. We must be ready to negotiate for long-term solutions, and this will help us. But for short-term solutions, I'm not there, and we must support our youth. You see, the other day, the like of the Bomet lady who won the nomination for UDA, she's very young. But in Kisii, you'll find we put somebody there who is above 60. For what purpose? We need somebody. If we get somebody there as a youth, can give us a challenge and we support him or her, at least for we see the outcome. But these stories of the oldies, sometimes I don't take it.
Okay,
But also
Dalton.
add on that, you have also, experimented some few youths. There were youths who were given opportunities to serve at the level of MCAs, and their character became so questionable. So the people we put to leadership as the youth, or the people we present to these various positions, must be sober people. They must be able to give us a good name, because some were given this position, they became woman eaters in this town, and it really soiled the reputation of youths, especially to elective positions. So we must be very careful with the people we are presenting at the table, yeah, to seek leadership on behalf, or to use the tag youthfulness to seek elective positions. It's a very serious issue.
What do you think about the Ongwae factor? Will Ongwae determine who the next governor is? Nelson.
Okay. So far so good. For the determinant of the next governor, from the perception of Ongwae, I can tell. For now, I lost trust in him. Reason being,
Rogers, karibu sana.
first of all,
Rogers, karibu.
if in the next governor, I'm sure he could, or he could do something. He supports somebody, maybe from the Azimio. At least we can see. But when you're backfighting, one of your members from the Azimio, not only Azimio, in the ODM perception, who is Simba Arati, it gives us an eyesight of something that what is it in this county that is trying to do like this and this. But for the determinant of on why will be will be the next governor, for me it's a challenge. But for now, what we need for the given aspirants who are in the race, the candidates, is the zoning, how they will zone and how they will campaign for themselves. Ongwae might not have a genuine factor for the next governor.
Rogers, karibu sana to our discussion this afternoon. We've discussed about a lot of issues. You have got us to where we are discussing about Ongwae. Will Ongwae determine who the next governor is? What is your take, Rogers?
Uh, Thank you, Zach, and my friends there. I can see Dalfant, I can see Nelson. Thank you so much. Me, I could give it a different view. How is Ongwae a determinant in the next future generation on matters politics? To me, is never an issue. But again, it would be proper for you to pose such kind of question, because at the moment we could be asking ourselves, where are we as a people, as Kisii County? Having noted that, it could be proper now to start enumerating things that the outgoing governor has done, what he really thinks that, what is his dream as pertains to Kisii County? And now comes your question. How is he a determinant? Whether is he going to be a determinant in the next election? Yes, I'll say yes. And these are the reasons. In any area where you find a leader is leaving stage or quitting stage, in most cases, if, for example, you are in a performance, and you have been on stage, in most cases, somebody who is analyzing the way you have performed, you look at the audience. Now, is the audience happy that Ongwae has exited in a better way or a bad way? That is how he gonna influence the next general election 2022. So it's upon the audience, who is Mwananchi in this case, because Ongwae is exiting stage, to tell us whether he's performed quite well or we expect another better performer who could entertain the audience. Thank you.
Delphant, what is your take? Will Ongwae determine the next one?
Okay. There are very many factors to politics. Ongwae has both the human labor resource, and he also has the money factor resource. That wherever you will employ that resource, it's going to be a factor in this election, because he has contractors behind him. He has people that he has employed. He has people that he has given some favors towards. He has people, political people, by the way, political muscles. He has orators around him. He has MCAs around him. You cannot be able to write him off. And he also has a clan that is leading. So even if he's going to deny you 10,000 to 20,000 votes, that's a minus towards your camp. I think it's going to be a factor. What you can only hope for is that he doesn't fight you. Okay, he doesn't fight you. As much as he's fighting you, he will subtract you. He's a good politician, very resourceful, and you cannot write him off. You cannot be able to write him off. And you know, as I told you, politics at the moment in Kisii is heavily influenced by the money factor. That is the resource. That is the resource that is engineering our political arena at the moment. So he has the money. He has the money in liquid. You cannot be able to ignore him completely. And as you can see, he has been able to sabotage Arati at the moment because of the infights. He has been able to either dilute him or neutralize him to where he is right now at the moment. So there are many ways you can influence politics, and him having served at that position, him having the kind of resource that he has, yeah, definitely is a factor.
Rogers, do you think
I'm there, sir.
Ongwae has sabotaged Arati? Do you think so?
I just heard about it, I think for the first time. But again, I want to respond now fully, because I just left it. If you noted, I didn't answer that question, and I was waiting to see on how my brother Dalphant is gonna react. I'm happy he has noted something that I didn't know, that really Ongwae is sabotaging Simba. I didn't know that, but Dalphant, being whom he is, you know, he gets this information very fast, and it would be quite unfortunate that if Ongwae is sabotaging Simba, that would be very unfortunate, as Dalphant has just put it. But again, I want to answer it this way. A voter nowadays has become quite irrational, to an extent that our people, you cannot predict what people are thinks. I mean, on a certain aspect. So money issue, yes, I want to agree with Dalphant. He has said that even if we subtracted 20 or even 10 or even 5, that will be an impact in an election. But again, I want now to put it this way. Out of the two aspects of a coin, we have the head and the tail. Where in most cases do we rank a person who we think can influence us, either negatively or positively? To me, I could say that Ongwae might have very little influence simply because we, the people who he has served, have understood him quite well. The aspects of understanding comes in from all service delivery and even his words that he uses. That if you find today somebody promises you're going to Canaan, that time elapses before you even dress yourself up for in preparedness to reach Canaan. Could you really take that person serious? In my own view, no. And that is the reason as to why I'm saying, even if somebody today decided to come with huge money, a time comes, it's not obvious, but a time comes when a voter has to be irrational. And to me, that is 2022 for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me ask you a question in response. When did you measure his influence and realize that he's no longer influential? Because he has won all the by-elections in Kisii without the support of Arati, without his input or whatever. He has won his second term with a margin of 100,000 votes. That is not a person you can ignore. If the race was open for him to vie in 2022, I can tell you for free Ongwae was to win again. So there's no way you can tell us that he has now the voters have become irrational or something. No, he has been able to win all the by-elections that have been there. So you cannot write him off. He still has the muscle of political.
Was that a question or a comment?
How did you measure that his influence has gone down? Using what?
Number one, I want to say that the issue of by-election winning is... Are you there?
Yeah, we are listening.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
saying...
Nelson, what is your take about Dalfan's story or question?
The issue of Ongwae.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So far, so good. Darshan has mentioned something a few about the what Ongwae has done about the by-election that were held some 1 year back ago. But my question is, remember, by-election is very different from the current politics we are playing. So we must be careful. At first, Ongwae had a preferred candidate. Let's say Oineke, somebody to people. But what is the other way around? After the man has been seen, not even people have been asking where is Oineke for some time, right? Zach, right?
Yes.
Nelson, my question was very simple.
Zach.
What would
Yes.
So I was saying,
Nelson, my question was very simple. What would
I'm not getting you. Zach, I'm not getting you.
Are you getting me now?
Yes, Nelson, you can answer the question about Ongwae not having the influence, and whether Ongwae is able to determine the next governor. Is Ongwae having the same influence that he had during the by-election? To you, Nelson.
Okay, in the case of the influence of Ongwae in the next government, it's quite unfortunate. It might be of a small impact or of a great impact. One, when we come in terms of development, it may go in a small impact, but when it comes to the about the the issue of zoning, I think it might have an given impact. But now my question is, now as electorates, what have we seen? What are the developments? Are we doing it in the name of the clanism or in the name of the numbers, or are we doing in the name of tracking the development records of Ongwae, so such as to impose somebody to have a factor in somebody who can be the next governor? That's my question.
Okay. Okay, now to you, Rogers. Kuna question tulikuwa nayo before you joined the conversation about the issue of Arati's papers. It has been a point of discussion on social media. What is your comment altogether about this issue? Do you think it will affect his race to become the second governor of Kisii, or these are just passing wind? What is your take about this?
First, I want to start from where Dalphant left it, that on matters by elections that we have held, that Ongwae has managed to win. No, I wanted to, that's what we call brainwashing, in my own view. Let's start from Nyacheki. Who didn't witness Nyacheki? Nyacheki, everybody was there. Every John, Dick, and Harry, all and sundry was at Nyacheki. We all participated in the exercise. We made sure that the ODM then, Onkoba, has won. In fact, it was a battlefield to mention in the entire Republic of Kenya. Nyacheki for the first time appeared in the map of Kenya. So nobody should claim monopoly that he participated and made sure that Onkoba won in the Nyacheki election. Number two, come to Bas Chache. Bas Chache, we had an election after the late Alale Mahali Pema Peponi Sambu was forced to leave the office because of some reasons which are political. We went to a by-election. Bas Chache is the ward of Mheshimiwa Simba Arati. Little you will know very little the role Simba plays in this kind of elections. Look at Kiamokama. Kiamokama, Simba played a very crucial role. I'm happy the aspirant himself accepts and tells us, hey, you guys, you played very crucial role in Kiamokama. Nyandusi Nyakiramba can tell you that that the role that we play. The DC, how do you call Ondabu, can tell you what we did in Kiamukama. The last one is Bonchari. You guys, you all understood that what we did in Bonchari. You were in UDA to some extent, tulishirikiana tukapiga watu hapo hizo manini. We meant people have run for their money. What are you saying, you guys? Simba has played very crucial role as pertains to this by-election that we have held in Kisii, but you can't hear from the person who claims to have the monopoly over the same. You can't hear it. You'll just thump, say I'm the one who made it. Hii mambo ni kushirikiana bana. Tulishirikiana tukashinda pamoja. Why are you claiming that you are the person who made us win an election when we were together? In any battlefield, I happen to have been in battlefields out of this country, and I've witnessed, I'm really seeing how people celebrate once they have won a battle. That one out there, I want to respond on the issue of papers. I mean, you guys, it's only a naive person that will fail to understand what a person needs to qualify to run as a governor, to be cleared, to be given certificates, to be cleared by ESCC. It's only a naive person who can be lured into that corner. Simba has got legit papers. Wait on Wednesday, you see once everybody has got the certificate, we'll be celebrating together there in Kisii. I know you guys, you love Simba, you love his ideologies, but again, some instant and circumstances force. Thank you.
On our behalf, you speak on our behalf, and host, you should not allow him to mislead the public. On the issues of the by-election, you can clearly see the person speaking from a point of being uninformed, because he can be able to tell us in details what role Simbarati played. You know,
Okay.
you should be able.
Okay, Dalfan.
Wait first. Wait. Let me finish. You should be able to tell us the roles he played. The roles in politics are well known. What role did he play? Where was he? Why? And you know, politics is basically an issue of perception. You have to take credit. The person who took credit for all this by-election is Ongwae, because he was instrumental to these by-elections. The credit is so awarded to him. Simbarati never played any role. And
Thank you.
And Zach.
Philip, yes. Karibu Philip.
Thank you.
What is
there is one thing. Yeah, there is one thing I think I need also to share here. I think the first thing I've been watching is about the issue of the money factor that is trying to influence somebody to get into this position. Yes, as Rogers has tried to speak it, that maybe money can be able to influence, but as per what I'm getting from the Kisii, honestly, the Kisii residents now, everybody, if you just put your ear now on the ground and you hear, people are really determined and people are really waiting eagerly to choose one person. And this person, I think, it's somebody who is going to give, they need somebody who is going to give them hope. Reason, we've been in this system and we've been watching it for the 10 years. As a youth, you know, at this time I could even be saying, no, governor has done ABCD. But if you even go to a layman, he can tell you they've suffered enough. Why can I say, okay, the reason I can say that the reason why people say they've suffered enough, it is when you see the revenue that Kisii County is receiving since the 5 years, that's the first 5 years and these other 5 years which is going to elapse. Kisii County has received enough. If you go to Eldoret and see what Mandago has done, you go even to Machakos and see what Mutu has done, and you compare with Kisii. Honestly, Kisii people.
we are losing Philip. Okay, now back to Dalfant. Do you think Kenya Kwanza in the Kisii race is able to cut the influence of Simbarati? Do you think it is able to cut the influence of Simbarati to zero? Because Simbarati alikuja ground mapema and he did a lot of meetings. What is your take, Dalfant? Will Machogu and Mangi beat Arati and Onyonka in the forthcoming election?
It's very unfortunate that you are asking such a very simple and basic question, because you know politics is all about numbers. I ask you to show me. Can you show me the numbers for Simbarati? You cannot be able to show me the numbers of Simbarati. What are his strongholds? His votes on of clients. Everybody, which has 177,000. We are saying in Nyaribari, we have 177,000 votes. And from my own projections, from my own analysis, 120,000 votes from that region, 120,000 votes, the math. Then you come from where Mangi, we are projecting that, you know, right now, we are likely to get 70,000 votes in favor of Machogu and Mangi. And then where he has brought his running mate from, that is in Bogetutu, let us use the bare minimum. Let us use at least 20,000 votes, because given that all the candidates are getting their running mate from that region. And then now the Bonchari factor, where we have Mama Teresa Oro, she's going to deliver not less than 30,000 votes from Bonchari. If you accumulate these numbers, you will get that Machogu is currently projected at 220,000 votes. My friend, wewe nipatie hesabu ya Simbarati on how he is likely to win, because if you go to Bobasi, he is likely to face Obure, who is going to cut him into size, and in Bobasi we are likely to have a split of almost a half. You give him 40,000 votes from there. And then now you come to, who is his running mate? His running mate cannot be able to give him even 3,000 votes from Nyaribari. Because if you look at him, even his father is almost denouncing him. He's not able to even influence his family to totality to support one Simbarati. He's not going to get any significant support from Nyaribari. That's for a fact. Then now, you go down to where he has gotten the women rep. If I ask you, the viewers and also the people on the panel, does Donya have a strong base? She doesn't have a strong base. She's not able to weaponize voters. As such, she's not likely to give Simbarati any significant votes. But again, amekorogwa, because now ODM has a woman rep by the name of Janet Ongera, who is not supporting Simbarati from Bobasi, the same region where he's coming from. So if you look at that mathematics, and Richard Onyonka, at most, the number of votes that he can be able to give Simbarati from Bogetutu will be 20,000 at most, because every gubernatorial candidate has taken a running mate from that region. So basically, we are going to have a split in Bogetutu. Okay, if you accumulate his votes, they will come to around 70,000. Actually, as for me, we don't consider Simbarati as a strong opponent at the moment. I think our real opponent is Obure, and Simbarati is likely to be number 3. Zach, unmute your mic.
Okay, thank you. I think I've lost Rogers and Kelvin, but we can be able to continue and see. You know, it's getting hotter. This is the first episode.
Kelvin is there.
Okay, Kelvin, karibu sana. Tell us about whether Ongwae is determining the next governor, or and two, to talk about, comment about Simbarati's papers, academic papers. You can comment on the same. Karibu sana, Kelvin, to the conversation. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Brother, for allowing me also to contribute in this panel. I just got the conversation midway, and I said I must join this conversation, hearken, and maybe also, say something on it. Now, you've asked me around 3 questions. First, whether Ongwae can be a determinant of who becomes governor in the next election. That's a good question. Indeed, Ongwae can determine who becomes governor, but it's the case of the 2 sides of the coin. He can either make you fail, or he can also make you win this election. We all must agree that Ongwae has not done very well in Kisii County. And from a distance, when you look at the Ongwae leadership, is somebody who raped Kisii County to its foundation. From my own analysis, is somebody who raped Kisii County to its foundations. He placed Kisii County in a very bad state of affairs, and thus most people, most especially the professionals from Kisii, don't eat from the same plate with Ongwae. And thus, any candidate who will walk this path together with Ongwae might lose the election, because people will revolt against Ongwae, because they will think that Ongwae now is sponsoring this candidate so that they can advance what he has been doing in the county for all this time, so that Ongwae can also get some place in the Getembe office, and thus all people will rally against him. So Ongwae is a determinant and will determine who will lose in this election. Number two, the Arati factor. Arati is a strong candidate. Arati is a strong candidate, and we can all agree with that fact. I personally did a survey, and I never did my survey online. I had a 5-day Meet the People tour across Kisii County. I started with Bomachoge, I went to Bogetutu, I went to Bonchari, I went to Bobasi, and I also even went to some places in Nyarivari. I went to almost every polling station because I was giving each place a day. If it's Bomachok, I was giving it an entire day. During my Meet the People tour, I realized that Arati has indeed penetrated to the grassroots level. He has gotten to the polling station level. Because you realize even a small kid will be shouting, Arati, 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 you know. That speaks volumes. We have also the candidature of the UDA guys. They call themselves Kenya Kwanza. They are known in some parts of Obasi, around Nyamache. The candidature led by my good friend Machogu is not known anywhere in Bomachoge, where they have banked for quite some time. People in Bonchari do not know Machogu. People in you know in Bomacho, in fact in almost all places in Kisii, they don't know Machogu. Machogu is known in some parts of Nyarivari and some parts of Obasi, where he has banked, he has advanced the philosophy of stomach infrastructure. And you know, when you advance your politics placed under matters stomach infrastructure, people will get to support you for a day, and then they will desert you. Therefore, the Kenya Kwanza candidature is a candidature of politicians who came together and shot themselves on the feet. Arati is a strong candidate, and as we speak, he still remains one of the strongest candidates we have in Kisii. I don't support Arati, but that one I must say, through the polling, through the kind of polls, or other kind of opinion polls I made myself in my Meet the People tour. However, Arati also is getting it rough, because you realize he has so many baggages with him. The first baggage, Arati can't explain his academic credentials in an interview, leave alone a debate. That was an interview where you were just asked, which school did you go? Where you should just say that I went to this school in primary, went to this school, went to this place. But we could all see him fumble, and it spoke volumes. And you know, the world now is very literate. People can read from a distance. They can always tell who is telling the reality and who's not telling the reality. We realize that it doesn't even have the smallest nuggets and facts on how to undertake his governance in Kisii County. Notwithstanding, there are so many other things again which surround his candidature. In Kisii County, we have a culture, we have a tradition as a people. And most people, now that's not my words, most people feel like Arati will contaminate the moral fibers that have been holding our people together. He will bring some other culture which will take our people to the dogs. And our young people, most especially, they were being warned that if we want to take Kisii County to the next level of greatness and prosperity,
Yes.
then we must rethink this candidature. So Simba Arati is a strong candidature. The Kenya Kwisha Alliance is a non-factor in English in Kisii. I think they have some time. Maybe they need some tuition. They'll be having around 12 months to popularize themselves. I rest my case.
Thank you, Nyaberi Junior. Karibu sana. We welcome you to the conversation. You can weigh in to yes.
Allow. We will not take insults from Kevin. We don't have Kenya Kwisha. And number two, entertain and authenticated analysis and polls. Because he's telling us that he has been able to conduct polls in the of Kisii County in 5 years. That's a miracle. Throw that trash. It's not substance. And it's out. So ambiguous and out of bad faith.
Should I respond?
You can respond.
Zach, I think you need to regulate on time, huh? So that we get time to speak and we want to.
Zach, unmute. Zach, you are muted.
Thank you. Because it was my first submission, that's why it was like a lecture. Now I'll regulate.
Yes.
I'm sorry for saying Kenya Kwisha. Most people say that, and I thought it is it's also good enough to say it here. One thing I wanted to rule out is the fact that Simba Arati's influence has not been felt in Kisii.
Yes.
And I said, I went around Kisii County and I did my own observation. I went to every sub-county, every polling station, and I realized that Simba Arati is known in each and every part of Kisii.
Yes.
That one we must not rule out. As much as we don't support him, that one we must not rule out. That was my ruling. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Nyaberi Junior, karibu sana. You can make a comment on
yes,
the candidate of
good
Simba
evening,
Arati.
I've listened to how Dalvant has elaborated his points. Kelvin too. But going to the way they have put their comments, can I say that since I represent a person they have termed as an illiterate, I be allowed to speak Ekegusi?
Yes.
Because one on trend and tun tomai tiko kwana mna na igure Kelvin ya hata van tun tomai tiko kwana kesongo so then the yes, bona the other one Ekegusi because we represent the illiterate una mwate vile.
Na verego.
Yes. And anyway, anyone anyone who is trying to say that Simba Arati will not win the gubernatorial candidate in Kisii County, I think is irreplaced. Going without, Kelvin has said that he went around the county to counter check on how the influence of Simba Arati is. I think you must give credit on that, and that one is what we stand for. The influence is big, it is felt. So the rest tonyako ganyathorore from your end. Ingi moranyare ko tebio mwananchi mogo chikokoro mwananchi because agenda basically is gotebana naki simba tasometi simba tabugati masakara. That is the only agenda I've listened to from the team of Machogu for a long time since they since they launched their campaign. That is the only agenda. What they are going to do to elaborate on the issues they are going to touch for the Kisii County people, null.
Thank you. Back to you, Rogers. There are rumors that Arati does not have will vie for the Senate seat. Does he have the ODM ticket, or what is the plans about handing him over the ODM ticket? Yes, Rogers. Yes, Rogers. Okay, Dalphant.
Now, to respond to some issues. One, we cannot use Kevin accusations as authority that we are hearing that he walked somewhere and collected views that we don't know. We don't know the outcome. We don't know the science that he employed. Come on, we cannot use that as an authority to make conclusions. Okay, so his analysis and that he went all around in 5 days in 1,120 something polling station. Come on, we can do better than that. And it's also not good to mislead the public.
Okay.
Issue of saying that someone has said that Arati is illiterate. That is not our issue. We are not the ones who are saying that. It's the same ODM people, the same ODM members who have petitioned the party. It's the same ODM members and the people with the interest within Azimio who have brought out the issues of academic qualifications. It has nothing to do with Kenya Kwanza. Let them sort out their issues and stop blaming Machogu on everything. We are not the issue why there's a petition at the Orange House questioning the credentials, the academic credentials for Arati. The issue are within, and we totally have nothing to do with them. They better find another excuse, but those are infights amongst themselves, and we cannot take responsibility for the infights within ODM. So Nyaberi Junior, Arati is not our concern. We don't even think that is our competitor. He's not even our competitor. We are only competing with Obure, perhaps. But from our end, we have nothing against him. We welcome him to the race. We don't fear him. We are ready. We are already hitting the ground. You can see how people are reacting. We've been we have almost traversed the entire county, and the response is good. However, those who don't want Arati to be on the ground are not in Kenya Kwanza. They are pigs in Azimio. For us, we want him on the ballot because he's someone we will deal with very quickly. By around 9:30, we will have finished the elections and Machogu will be declared the winner.
Steane, welcome to the conversation. I hope, Rogers, you are settling down. Rogers, when are you picking the certificate ya governor ama mulienda Senate? Nasikia kuna propaganda ya Senate. Is it propaganda or reality?
First, sorry, I went something. Next round, Zach, make sure you alert in advance so that we prepare. You know, we are young people, and hustle and bustles of the day, you know, must proceed as much as we engage.
Yes.
Number one, I want to start it from where I left it. I've listened to Kelvin Nyamache. He has given a wonderful analysis. He has very junior, you know, we can't allow to be called illiterate. We are not. Number one, the figures Delphant is trying to give is those are jargons, purely jargons, and anybody who has who understands Kisii County, somebody who has participated in the election process of Kisii County can tell you what Delphant is going to explain to us is just like a hen that is laying eggs in bushes, and the dogs are hanging around there. So you don't expect to get those eggs; they will be eaten. So, number one, as I already said, Simba's candidature is not based on the who is literate, who is not literate. I mean, it's not based on that. Simba's candidature as governor of Kisii County is coming. I mean, is packaging himself as a person who has really could wish to make sure things change in matters education, in matters agriculture, in matters so many aspects. Name them. I don't want to preempt his manifesto, but that is the case. As I said earlier, a voter has become so irrational to an extent that they think a person who builds them a small house to live in is their savior. Is a person who picks a student from destituted families and pays school fees for them. That is what our people want. People don't want money. People don't want an environment where they can make money. I want to conclude because of time. When are we picking the certificates? We are doing it on Wednesday. We are doing it on Wednesday, and we are picking it proudly. And you guys, those ones who are in UDA, those ones who are in hiyo chama ya Mbolea inaitwaje? All those, name them. Yeah. All of them who are inside, I think we are coming. But again, my parting shot could be this.
And before
if
you
I
leave,
try to look,
respond.
Are you there?
Yes, Rogers.
My parting shot is, as a young people, it's time for us to now start discussing issues. What you have brought on board, Zach, and I want to congratulate you on this. This is very important. But again, I could wish you now to choose a topic that we as a young people intend to go on the line of abuses and insults to our leaders. Or is time now we start now thinking that how do we become people who can criticize our leadership? How can we become a people who in the society can influence, make things happen? A people who understand that all these are leaders, irrespective of the party they are in, irrespective of what they are doing, these are our leaders. And a time will come that we will all work together. That we don't need to go create pseudo accounts on Facebook and start trolling a leader based on non-issues, academics, and so many stuff. As I qualify.
Yes, Rogers.
Are you there?
Yes, Rogers.
We all understand what somebody needs to qualify to be given, to be cleared by EACC, to be cleared by IBC, to be cleared by NEC and NEP of ODM. Nyinyi watu bwana, wacha mchezo, mnajua vizuri sana. Karatasi za Mheshimiwa Simba ziko sawa kabisa. Na nataka kuhakikishia sahihi kana kwamba tikiti tunapata Jumatano na tunakuja kwa kivumbi. Wale ambao wako tayari wakae tayari, tumenyane uwanjani. Lakini la mno na la zaidi na la muhimu, sisi kama vijana tupige siasa safi, siasa ambayo sio na matusi, siasa ambayo inakuza jamii yetu ili tutengeneze msingi unaopaswa. Asante.
Thank you, Rogers. Delphant, any response?
We are responding on a few things. One, nobody has questioned the agenda of Simbarati. No, it's not. It's not being questioned that you will improve whatever that Rogers is trying to allude. The question is on his credentials, and the issue of credentials, it really has nothing to do with Kenya Kwanza. It has nothing to do with that. The issues are emanating from within ODM. It's ODM versus ODM. As I've said, no, hakuna mtu mwenye anaogopa Simbarati, wacha akuje bwana. Hata sisi ni wanaume. Kama ni kukanyagana tutakanyagana. Wacha akuje. Sisi kama Kenya Kwanza, we are ready. The issues that they are having in ODM should not be our concern. They are not our problem. We are not the people who put that petition for him. So stop pulling us into your own issues. Solve your own issues from in-house, because that's where those issues are. And then number two, you said that the numbers I've given you are jargons. I think you really don't understand the Kisii politics. Perhaps this is your first time that you're going to participate in county politics. We basically vote on clanism. Historically, you check it, we are right. We did it in 2013, we did it in 2017, 2022 is not going to be any different. I can give you a 2-hour lecture on how you're going to vote on clanism. So, Simbarati has not been able to align his clans to have a simple majority to enable him to win the So what we are saying that are jargons, those are facts. They have been confirmed by history. Go back to IEBC and see how we were able to have Ongwae as governor. It's purely clanism, and I so say.
Okay, thank you. Steiny, something like that. Karibu sana, what is your comment about the Kisii gubernatorial race? And what is happening now? Is Arati amefinywa ama hajafinywa bado? Is Machogo able to become the next governor? What is your take? Karibu. Ni kama huyo amepotea. Rogers, najua wewe Arati amekuwa na shida hii wiki mbili zilizopita. Now tell us this. We have heard about the matrix ya clanism and matrix ya Richard Onyonka. Na tumesikia rumors ya Ongwae and the nomination. When Simbarati came to the ground 2 weeks ago for nomination, alisema the nomination will be free and fair. Little did we know ya kwamba direct tickets were supposed to be given. Do you think Simbarati ako ndani ya ODM ama ako nje ya ODM? What do you think about that?
Thank you so much, Zach, and make sure Stini mnunulie simu ya maana next round. Huyu ni mtu wa wheelbarrow. Kama mtashindwa tutafanya hivyo. Ama bundles mzuri. On matters, I'm just kidding, sorry.
Okay.
On matters nominations, ODM nomination rather, this is what I may say.
Yes.
It is actually we were not supposed to have our nominations at all, more especially on Kisii.
Yes.
But we know the history of ODM, the way people have smeared the party. We really wanted to clear the mess.
Yes.
And ideally, when you try to look,
yes,
if it could have been that people accept these nominations, really at times waste a lot of time. I want to be honest with you.
Yes.
But again, there are instances that force us to go to nominations, especially where we realize that there is a tight race.
Yes.
That's why the party has embraced several ways of settling disputes within the party.
Yes.
And consensus is one of them, as you have just said. Scientific comes around.
Yes.
If you try to look for the classical example of Kisii County,
Yes.
we had planned for nominations for member of parliament,
Yes.
but later the party leader and the ODM leadership realized that indeed, if we go this route, we are
Yes.
likely to experience spillover, which actually you people in UDA are experiencing now. You saw whether, how do you call this lady of Laikipia? You saw what
Waruburu.
she spoke.
Yes.
We don't need to go, yeah, Ketu Arguru. She spilled off. So these are some of the things that we were trying to take care of, that we shouldn't go that direction, but instead we should really consider consensus as a strong factor. And of course, the poll, strong factor that will make us have a strong party and make sure that things have really worked. On matters that whether Simba Arati is controlling the party is neither here nor there. This is the time that we call storming period. And remember, we have so many phases in matters of party running. We have what we call storming. We have actually norming. We have till to the time you reach what we call the performance stage. This level, we are at storming level. Storming level, we experience everything. Munakosana, munapigana masufuria kwa nyumba nyinyi wenyewe, and then thereafter is now when we are going to go to norming phase. This norming phase is where now we'll tell you kwa nini Dalphant ulinipiga hapa bana, ulinipiga ukaniumiza hapa. Ndio sasa tunaongea, tunakuja pamoja kama watoto wa mama moja ama baba moja, alafu tunapanga safari kwenda mbele. So basically, Simba did not play any role in matters nomination. We really wanted to be given a team which it shall be handed over to him on Wednesday, na sasa tutapanga pamoja tufanye ile norming and then we start performing. Thank you.
So Simba Arati supports Janet Ongera. Comment on that? Rogers.
I think his network has issues. I think he has a lot of problems.
Okay. Rogers.
You know, going to an electoral process, something went wrong.
Okay, Dalphant.
On a quick one, Rogers should stop sugarcoating issues. Actually, that's not even sugarcoating; it's gloating over issues. Simba Arati had a meeting with aspirants in Mashpak, the new Mashpak Hotel, and he was dressing them down. He was actually telling them that is the one who's going to determine on who is going to be awarded the certificate as the ODM candidate in specific areas. But after the meeting, after he met these people, the consultations at any given level, the party leader decided to call for all the MP aspirants back to Nairobi. So telling us that you don't want Simba Arati wanted nominations. He was siding with Donya, and he also had a list of MPs that he wanted to be given the certificate. This one, ilimpata off guard. He has no control in ODM, and yes, he was played. He was totally played. The lineup does not favor him. And I'm hearing what I'm hearing from the corridors, because you now have 411. Azimio is likely to side with Obure. That's why all the factors that are being put to place are in his favor. So Rogers should stop lying to us. Simbarat wanted nominations. He wanted to determine who is being given a certificate where, but unfortunately, his plans were halted by a more mightier.
Yes. Okay, Rogers. Does Arati support Janet Ongera?
You know, Dalfan speaks like a street vendor. He picks anything
Yes.
and he wants to
Rogers.
make it appear real. As I said, are you there?
Yes, Rogers.
As I said early, the electoral process entails a lot. And basically, Simba has chosen his team to work with. There are those ones that he will be given because majorly his focus is on running the county. And of course, when you're running the county, you can't forget the fact that you must have to perform to deliver for the party and of course the party leader. That is quite obvious.
Yes.
On matters delivering his victory, Simbarati is well prepared. So I'm happy that you guys are no longer now talking about papers. Is a dead case.
The question is so direct. Answer the question.
You mute. You have to mute. Dalfant is making a lot of noise.
Okay, Rogers.
Right now, I was saying that it's good you people have accepted that we are no longer, engaging on petty issues. And the petty issues in this case is about the academic prowess of Mheshimiwa Simba Arati. I mean, you know, he has served he has served the city, a city that has got who is who in this Republic of Kenya. And he has successfully done it previously, notwithstanding the fact that the constitution doesn't ask for papers when it comes to member of parliament. That is not the fact. The fact is, did he deliver? Yes or no? Did he engage people successfully? Yes, he did. Did he become a member of parliament of where State House has been placed? Yes, he did. Having said that, now allow me to say this. Whether we are going to support Janet Ongera or not, our leader and our candidate has been very categorical that, as Dalfan said earlier on, the issue of clan matrix may play a role. It can't come a time, and of course this is this should be taken seriously. It can't it can't come a time that when we have to overlook it. And our candidate has always said, now that this is the case, then the direction we are following is we'll pick all Team Simba candidates and support them as women rep. The question is Janet Team Simba? If she accepts to join Team Simba, why not? We'll just put her together among others, and we'll campaign her equally as we will campaign for the rest, such that we'll remove the wheelbarrow from Kisii. That's my own view. So whether we are going to vote for Janet or not is whether she will decide to support Mheshimiwa Simba's candidature as governor, and then we'll put all of them in the field, and Mwananchi will decide who becomes their next women rep, Kisii County.
Thank you, Rogers. Thank Thank you, Rogers.
I know you are enjoying the conversation. Am I putting you correct, you guys?
Let me Simbarati served as an MP. One, you cannot justify whether they delivered or not because we don't know. We've never actually 78 million got lost. CDF money got lost. So that's a question to do with integrity and accountability. So you cannot tell us that he delivered where he was. On him having served as an MP, that also does not legitimize his papers, his academic credentials. It doesn't. That's because he served as an MP where people are the who's of this country are. Now you want to legitimize his qualifications. If they are fake, they are fake. If he never went to school, whether he served in the United Kingdom or not, you cannot use that to legitimize his issues. As so are raised by ODM members as they question his credentials. So you telling us that he served as an MP, so you where it's not neither here nor there. The question on academic credentials still stands as it is. Number 3, you have come to the issue of numbers. As I've told you, in Kisii, we basically vote on basis of clans. And that's why when it comes to the issue of Donya and Janet, you raise to side with me on that issue, on that given issue. Then, if it's so, where are Simbarati's numbers? Where are they? Atapata wapi kura? If you come down to numbers on basis of facts, where does he stand? He stands Ayuko bana. Ayuko, wachani kujidanganya.
Okay,
Na Wilbaro
Stevie.
ni mzito sana. Wilbaro ni mzito.
Can you get thank you.
Stevie.
Oh, I have been following Rogers trying to lie to us. Even if you look to his eyes, you will know that he is lying. Let us be honest. If we start from academic credentials, we need somebody who will psych our kids to go to school. As much as leadership doesn't need a lot of education, but we need to tell somebody, work hard like our governor is educated. But how can you tell your kid, stop going to school, be like Simbarati? Coming to numbers, I come from large River clan, the largest clan in Kisii County, where people are full decided. When Simba came in at the start of the contest, he was running against himself. He was not competing with anybody. And he was lying to people. But over time, people have realized that he's fighting everybody. Is hater fighting Ongwae? Is hater fighting Ongeri? Is hater fighting Majo? He has not chosen his war. So we as young generation, we ask ourselves, if we elect this guy, good manners for our elders, what will happen to our county? I am there, and we have chosen this. Hello, I am there.
Okay, I've lost Stini. I think because of network. Rogers, unasemaje?
Pole vile anaendelea kutengeneza mitambo yake upande ule mwingine. At first I thought Stini is a woman, till I realized he's a man. You know, I've been seeing her, him comment pale HOTSEAT.
Yes.
But again, tell him not to discriminate my eyes. My eyes are just like that, and you know, it's not that I'm lying. That is being discriminatory.
Yes.
I want to say this, and upon finishing, you can allow me, because we didn't prepare for this. I said that I engage on some other activities.
Okay.
I really love you could make this a platform that we discuss issues, very strong issues, as a county, as young people who are living in this great county of Kisii County.
Yes.
such that we make sure that we have put systems in place. You know, young people like the likes of how do you call it, these young people in our groups, like
Yes.
Omae Duke ya sauti ya
Yes.
mwananchi, watu
Yes.
kama Motari, you know, those are our young brothers,
Yes.
yeah, who are really trying to see how we are undertaking our things as matters politics. We really need to set a very good ground for them, so that they know that these guys, once they have started engaging, they engage on issues.
True.
Such that if it is Machogu, we say, okay, we don't want Machogu because of these reasons. If it's Simba Arati, we say we are supporting Simba because of these reasons. Such that we get ourselves fixing our county as a people, as young people who really want to see our county progress. It could have been better that now you set a day such that we discuss, we educate ourselves. We say we don't want insults, we don't want abuses, we don't want pseudo accounts, we don't want fake accounts abusing leaders here and there. We really want to engage on really politics. Mwananchi afanye nini? Amwe at the end of the day. Stini, I'm glad to see you back, bro. I was saying, don't accuse my eyes. My eyes are like that. They are just romantic, and that's why women go gaga. I'm just born like that. Eh? That's kidding. That's kidding. Besides, I was thinking you are a woman. Now I realize you are a man. Now we can engage. What we are discussing here is very heavy. These are heavy things that we need really everybody to get it. We need to get our young men and women back there understand these things. Delphant is a very good man. He's a brilliant guy who actually at times forgets his head and starts reasoning with the stomach. But he's a very intelligent man, and I really like him. But again, let's now. Thank you, Zach. You guys, thank you. I'm leaving for another meeting if you allow me.
Thank you, Rogers. Until next time. Bye.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Okay, back to you, Dan Pant. Oh, Stini, you're back. What were you saying?
Yeah, before Rogers could have left, I just wanted to remind him, you know, those guys of the Simba Arati group, they're either talking alcohol or they're talking women. So we are used to them. They're either chairs of alcohol association or they're women chairs in the town. You know, from Ugali, Rogers. So in any conversation, it will not end up without mentioning women. Yeah, I just wanted to remind them this. They have been competing for themselves alone, but now, in that the competition has started, we know their sponsor will withdraw out of his own reasons because the NIS report showed that the candidate was not any more sellable, so he decided to save his money. No, the only thing that he added for him, he left Ogari there. Ogari is trying to eat his portion. So at least atapata kitu achenge nyumba at this time. But I just want these guys to know this.
Yes.
As much as we are talking about Kisii County, Kisii is a large community where people are educated, and we need somebody who is sober. As much as we need generational change, but if it is Simba Arati, then we better look for somebody else. This guy has no manners, has no respect for judge, has no respect for elders, has no respect for women, has no respect for youth. He just wants to use the likes of Rogers, the likes of Ogal by buying alcohol. If you get a leader taking you to buy you alcohol, then the society is getting to an end. We need somebody. If Simba is trying to, he should come and tell us, yeah, I was an MP in Nairobi. Out of my influence in Nairobi, I was able to link these youths from Kisii County to these companies in Nairobi, and they're working and they're getting their bread. But coming to us telling us, oh, I did, we know Dagoret North is just a village in Nairobi where there is a slum. People live there are of the lowest class. Simba has done absolutely nothing to help their lives, and they should not lie to us. The first thing he should start with, let him just shelve his ambition to become a governor, go back to school. We will help him with revision materials. Some of us, we are teachers. We get those papers. After finishing Form 4, we will raise funds for him, go to university, a good university. After attaining the degree, then we shall consider him for the gubernatorial seat in Kisii County. But as things are today, Simba has no chances of becoming the next governor. Already Machawi is waiting for the east day of swelling him. We start a new chapter in Kisii County. We clear the mess that has been created by these ODM organs. That is it, I can say.
Thank you, Dalphant. You are parting short as we come to the end.
Okay. The debate was hijacked. Basically, we were not going to discuss an individual. I also don't want to attack him and defended because his team imetoroka kutoka the online platform, so I will not attack him and defended. What I will say basically is Kenya Kwanza, we are well aligned. I think if it's the issue of generational change, we have our youthful leaders on board. We have Matoke, we have also Okengo Nyambane. We also have the middle age politicians. We have Mangi. We also have our deputy, Migosi Ogamba. And then now we have the elders. We have Bitutu, and we also have our governor. So we are well balanced across all the age bracket. And as we say, youth need guidance. They need assistance, especially in politics. In the beginning, I gave examples of those who we elected for MCAs, and they couldn't even sustain to the second term. Yeah, I don't want to mention names because most of them are my friends, but they were not able to investigate the issues of the electorates, and they became how do you call them, sly boys or what? Later, they could not be able to grow politically. So what I'm saying is we must be very keen on who we are going to elect as governor of Kisii County, and we need a person who is well experienced, a person who has networks, because you cannot tell me that you can lead a big county like Kisii without networks. The money that we get from the national government is not sufficient enough to foster development. So we need someone who can go out there and get donors through his networks. And I think much of the is a person who has been in public service for the longest time, not only to have a network of entrepreneurs, but also to have the needed experience to run a government. We are talking about running a government. This is not activism. Simbarat is a good activist. He can do very well in that. But when it comes to matters administration, you are running a government with a wage bill of almost $1 billion or so, and with workers who need to be guided to efficiently and effectively deliver. So for me as a person, yes, we need youths in the political space, but no, not Simbarati. At least we need experienced people who will not mess us. People will get us from where we are right now to prosperity. That is my take. But I believe, or I hope, in the next future, we will not allow people to hijack the conversation, because he was not the conversation. We had issues to tackle. We had we were about to talk about the digital rally, which was a flop. We were talk about those things that we had agreed upon. So next time, let us stick to the debate. I think we have given him airtime that he really doesn't deserve.
Thank you very much for the conversation we've had. This is the first episode of our day-to-day conversation. Stini, asante sana. Darfant, asante sana. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, those viewing, thank you for viewing, subscribe, and thank you. The first episode hatukutangaza, lakini naona comments zimekuwa mingi and the viewers wamekuwa wengi. Thank you. We'll do much better. Asante and have a nice evening. Thank you.